All right, morning. My name is Stafford Smith. My class today is going to be on the rear naked choke. First, I want to know how many of y'all watched wrestling when you was growing up, when you was little? WWE, WCW. How many of you ever want to put somebody in a sleeper hold? Grab your little brother, your sister, or that girl that was getting on your nerve, and put them to sleep. Me too. When I was in basic training, we did this thing called hand-to-hand combat instead of modern army combatives. What I had to do, say me and LeBone. Me and LeBone was fighting in basic training. If I wanted to say I'm gonna do this move, I'm gonna karate chop him in the neck. Now he had to defend with some type of block. If he didn't do the block right, I said, wait a minute, hold on. It's not what I want you to do. I'm gonna karate chop him in the neck. Then you're gonna do like this, so I can do like this. And if he didn't do exactly what I anticipated, that was garbage. It was purely garbage. So they had some Rangers out there. They were doing real live missions on the battlefield, and that type of hand-to-hand combat was not effective. So they came up with what we call modern armed combatives. It's effective because you can take somebody the size of this soldier here. He's probably like 6'4", 6'5". I'll make him sound good like the football press book. He can be 6'4", 6'5", 250. He like 5'2", 125. But in combatives, if he's an expert, it doesn't matter if he's real big, tall, and strong, because he's going to use body position and leverage to tap him out. In training, we're going for the tap out effect. In real life, in combat, we're in Iraq, Afghanistan, I'm going to hold the rear naked choke, not until you like, okay, Sergeant Smith, okay, Sergeant Smith, stop. I'm going to do it until you pass out permanently. We're tracking. So he's going to cease to breathe, cease to do whatever else he thought he was going to do after he launched that attack on American soldiers. I'm going to make sure that he's no longer capable of doing those types of events. We're tracking. How many of you have ever been put to sleep in a rear naked choke or any other choke? Real peaceful, right? Then you know what's going on. I mean, it wasn't peaceful while they was choking you, but once you was asleep, it was, oh, the angels and all that good stuff. The next thing you know, a drill song, and all those other people standing over you like this, you trying to figure out what happened. For those of you who have never been put to sleep, I can choke you with the carotid artery. That's what we call a blood choke. I'm trying to cut off the blood flow to your head and cause a little loss of blood pressure in the brain, and you're going to pass out. You're going to pass out. Now, if it's done correctly, if it's a straight blood choke, you might feel some pressure in your head, feel like the brains and stuff trying to come out, then you're going to be waking up. You're never going to know when you went to sleep. Never see it coming. Or I can do a combination blood choke, or I can just go for a straight oxygen choke. Now, I don't want to know, don't raise your hand, because I don't want to know if the man in the black robe with a gavel in his hand told you to join the army, because he was on charges for attempted murder. But if you have ever tried to choke somebody until they went unconscious just by cutting off the airway, they can survive for quite a while. For quite a while. So everybody might not be strong, everybody might not have went to jail, went to county for 6-7 months, got that swole on the bench press, so we gotta make sure everybody, regardless of size, if they're his size, or my size, have the ability to utilize leverage and body position to choke somebody out. Now I'm gonna explain to you the steps for the rear naked choke, aka the sleeper hold for civilians. LeBone, how you said, step forward, take your rucksack off. Well, you got a rucksack, just. You in prison? No, sir. All right, cool. All right. All right, the steps are real simple. Step forward. All right. Normally in basic training, they show you these moves on the ground, seated, or they're mounted on top of you. I'm just going to show you this way, because for real life application, this is probably what's going to happen. Now, if we was in Iraq or Afghanistan, and he's an insurgent or whatever, I'm trying to pat him down and check him out, I'm not going to have my trusty M16, because if he overpowers me and takes that rifle away from me, he's now got 35, 5, 6 rounds to try to shoot all of y'all. And we know how to breathe, relax, aim, squeeze, hit, center mass, they know the same thing. So I'm going to give my weapon to my battle buddy, and he's going to keep a bead on him though. He ain't going to let him get away. But if we end up in fisticuffs, I really don't want Uber to hit me, because we're in Iraq, the sand of blue in his glasses, they probably scratched up, he can't see straight, think he's shooting at him, he's really shooting at me. So I'm just going to put him to sleep. Something simple. Now on the ground, we always want proper body position before submission. So if we was on the ground seated, I would want one hand underneath here and one hand underneath there. Make sure I got him and he's stable and he's not going anywhere. Now once I got this position, God made all this stuff for a reason. I'm going to go down the contour of his chin. I'm going to place this up under here so I can apply pressure on both sides of the carotid artery. Sometimes you can't hit the behind the neck move like they showed you in basic, so sometimes they tell you you just got to pull this up. But an ideal situation, what I want to do is grab around the carotid artery, take all this space that's up in here where his head is at, I'm going to make that space disappear. As I make that space disappear, I'm constricting the blood flow to his brain. And that's what's going to tap him out, or force him to tap out. I want to quit. But if he's an Iraqi, Afghanistanian, or whatever you call them, no, that's the derogatory term. We ain't going to use that there. But he's going to cease to exist. We're going to send him to the morgue. That's going to be our thing. So once I grab hold of him, I'm going to grab hold. Ideally, if I can grab my own stuff right here, I'm going to grab my own collar. And at this point, he's already struggling to get away because I'm cutting off his blood flow. If I can't get that, I'm going to do what they told us in basic training. I'm going to go around the neck, grab it, hand on the bicep, basically told us to come over the head. Sometimes that takes too long. If it takes too long for me, I'll just slide it back here nice and tight. And now what I'm going to do from this position, I'm flexing biceps, I'm closing this down, bringing this up, both at an angle, like some scissors. Then I'm going to flex my chest out like I'm on the yard in prison and try to touch my shoulder blades together. Tracking? Flex all that together. I go from here, grab your bicep, go behind the head, flex, put the chest out, touch the shoulder blades, and they'll get ready to go to sleep. All right, good job there. Give my demonstrator a hand. Brave individual. Now, this is when it gets serious in the training environment. If he would have went to sleep, I would have had to lay him down carefully so I don't finish injuring him because he's going to be dead weight. Dead weight. So I got to let him down carefully, clear the area because your brain is like a VCR. If he was in fight mode and I put him to sleep, it's like somebody's paused. And then when he wakes up, last thing he remembered, he was throwing punches at Sean Smith. So if you're fighting and training and scoring and he goes to sleep, when he comes back through, his mind is to start at the last thing he remembered doing. You tracking? Right. So we'll make sure we don't cause any further injury. Now that's as simple as it is to do what they call on TV the sleeper hold, what we call in the Army the rear naked choke. How many of you got kids at home? All right, once again, don't raise your hand because I don't want you to go to jail for child abuse. But if you want the people that give your kids NyQuil or Robitussin to put in the bed because they're crying late at night and you want to get back with your baby mama or your wife, girlfriend, whatever you call her, now all you got to do is wait till she's out the room. Make sure she's out the room so you can't hear the baby scream. Rear naked choke 5 to 10 seconds, the baby going, dad, dad. And they out. Go out. All right, thank you. That concludes my brief. All right, well, I need y'all to